following is a presentation of RS Wolves TV.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to some high school baseball here at the Breezy. We have the Racing Wolves taking on Parkview, and I'm Matthew Greenwald, and I am with Mr. Matt Locke.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
That is it's some high school baseball, man. That's what's going on. It's humid, hot
I'm
weather.
sweating.
That's your forehead. I just went off my forehead too, and there's sweat already coming off.
Yep, it is definitely summertime here at the Breezy.
It's like finally summer has hit here at good old Table Rock Lake, and some good times about to roll here.
It would be amazing if we could call this game from the cove that we were talking about. You know, take the boat out, find that special cove where the water's calm, jump in, and
oh man,
we could call the game from the boat. Couldn't we?
That's an American dream. I think that is the American dream.
I think we can do it.
I mean,
we need to work
let's
on
make it happen. Honestly,
wireless. We got the technology.
we got the technology.
Make that happen. So it looks like we got Will Foster on the bump tonight for the Wolves. Slinging right-hander, got some velo to him.
Heard some good things about Will throughout the season from a lot of my friends on the baseball team.
Will's done a lot of development stuff this year. He's gotten a lot more consistent.
Mm-hmm.
I think Coach Reinsch has been in his ear quite a bit. Coach Kaufman about his arm slot. You know, he can have a different arm slot, but he needs to have some consistency, and that's going to drive that zone. So. Yeah, I think he's come a long way.
Yeah, I remember whenever he was a freshman my sophomore year, and everybody knew him as the baseball guy, but his growth just through all 3 years and up to this junior year has honestly been pretty astounding.
Yeah, he's definitely a mainstay on the pitching staff, and certainly somebody that we're going to look to for postseason and next year for sure. So first pitch.
I was like, good strong opener there for Parkview.
Yeah, jumping on that first pitch. You know, pitcher always wants to throw a strike first pitch. It's a good pitch to look for.
Yes.
Kind of the Wolves infield looked a little sleepy. I don't think they were completely tuned
up.
up.
Anybody was really ready back there. I was about to say the exact same thing.
Yeah, I think they're awake now. Will not liking the fact that he's over there already.
Got to test him every once in a while.
Absolutely.
Gotta make sure he's honest, you know.
Well, you know, pitchers take that stuff personal.
Oh,
you know, and when a kid gets on that they don't think should have been on, they're hanging a fastball and letting them get one up. You know. So this game is a very important game to one of our coaches. Yes.
Yes. Mr. Austin Kendrick is from Parkview, an alma mater from Parkview. So, yes, this is a pretty personal game here.
Big AK. Hey, Will just about got that kid at first. That was close.
I was going to say that was about as close as you can get right there for sure.
Now, that is Brant Miller on first base, yes?
Yes.
And we got Bubba.
We got Bubs here at a third, I believe.
Blaine Blevins, number 31.
And I say, yeah, it's also important because it's also senior night tonight here for
yes, it is.
Seniors, yeah.
And we've got a few.
Got, I believe.
6 or 7.
I believe it's 6. We got Marcus Smith, we got Brandon Boyd, Jonathan Foster, Blaine Blevins, Brant Miller, and Hunter Langston. So, yeah, 6. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm locked in right now.
Well,
I'm not gonna lie about it.
You should be. You're a senior. You know these guys. You've gone to school with them for forever. So. No, I think AK, Coach Kendrick, I know for a fact that this is a big game for him. Alma mater, his whole family, all his brothers went to Parkview, coached at Parkview.
This is bragging rights right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people in the stands from Parkview that have been whispering in his ear.
Oh, absolutely. I think he knows what's going to happen if Parkview comes up with the win. Exactly. Just those whispers are going to get a little bit louder and louder.
All I know is I wonder if he's going to be coaching first base when we're at bat. I want to know if he's standing in front of their dugout.
Oh, that's a good strike right there. Good strike out there.
So, another thing to note here, we don't have a scoreboard. We were talking about this earlier.
Before the game here. Yeah, we haven't had a scoreboard, I believe, for a couple games.
You know, if you were here and you were seeing our scoreboard, you'd realize that it came with the dirt here at the field. It's original equipment.
You know, if you buy a special package through RS Wolves TV, you do get a custom scoreboard, though, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
some
right.
revenue. Yeah, I was gonna say.
We could definitely fundraise right here.
Yeah, we can imagine, right?
So we will try to take some shots occasionally that we'll let you know what the score is.
We will
We'll let you know what
do
inning
our
it is.
best.
Yeah, we'll
Yes.
try and keep you guys up to speed on that. Hopefully we can keep up as well.
Hopefully
Maybe I need to get my phone out and start taking some notes right now.
Take some notes.
Yeah. So Parkview came ready to hit the ball.
Yeah, they have. I'll say these two met earlier in the season. I believe there's a little bit of preseason games, and Parkview did come away with the W. I talked to the guys before the game.
Well, and I think that's fair. I think early in the season we weren't.
Yeah.
We had some. Well, we've got a new coaching staff. 100%. All three coaches new to
All three.
So
Yep.
you've got that. They had to get to know the kids. And we lost some key players from last season, and so there was a lot of repositioning of players.
Just figuring out where guys need to go.
Correct.
I mean, absolutely.
So it takes a minute to get things ironed out, and I think they're doing a good job.
Ooh, there we
Will's
go.
certainly on the money. That's 2 Ks right there. Old Bubs, he's excited
I was gonna
tonight.
say you cannot love Blaine
No,
Blevins.
Blaine is excited. Third base, he's chattering. Unmistakable.
Yep. You kind of have to though. I mean, senior night, you gotta be chatting a little bit. At least have some fun with it.
Oh yeah.
I think that's regardless of what it's senior night. I think Blaine's always doing that. So.
So Will's throwing a lot of competitive pitches.
Mhm.
You know, he's all around the zone. If he's not striking, he's a ball or two out, but he's making these guys think about it. So it's senior night for us as well, right?
It's senior stream as we'd like to call it.
So
Yeah,
there's some seniors here you might want to run through the list here.
I was gonna say, yeah, we got obviously me, the commentator Matthew Greenwald. This is my official last stream, along with Nathan Kruger and Trinity Boyd, and Ashley Gregg. And is there one more I'm missing? I believe.
I think you guys are here.
Yeah, that's a dynamic 4 here tonight.
So I know I've talked with Nathan, and
Yes.
he's told me that he's going to attend Southeast Missouri State in Cape Girardeau.
yes.
SEMO.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals, I think. Redbirds. Redbirds.
Redhawks.
Redhawks.
Something like that. Yes.
And so Trinity, she's going. She's going to OTC, and she has intentions in going into radio and television. She likes the technology that we've messed with, and definitely has the aptitude for it and the ability,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and would definitely be a great contribution to any program at a college level that she stepped into. Then we got you.
There's me.
What are you doing?
I am attending MSU in the fall. I'm going for secondary education. Teacher and a coach is the goal, is the vision right now, I should say.
And a minor in. Come on, give it up.
Minor in broadcast journalism.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's what
You know, even if you just take a class, go check out the department. I'd love it. I think
I'm definitely at least gonna go check out the department.
Yeah, I think you would dig it. You'll make a great teacher, no doubt. Great coach, no doubt. But I don't know. I think you got options.
I do. I have lots of options, and I do love doing this. I do have at least somewhat of a talent, I would say.
Yeah. Ashley Gregg, I'm not sure which school she's attending.
I think it's MSU. I remember.
Is she going to
I
MSU?
believe it's also MSU as well.
But I know that she's all about technology.
Yes.
She's all about computers, and she is
she's
very
a wizard.
gifted.
She's a wizard.
She's super smart.
Absolutely.
Super smart. And she was the recipient of my department award for
Yes, she was.
for advanced video production because
And-
she's just the go-to. She does it all.
Oh, literally any question I had throughout this year, exactly. She was the go-to I went to, and she solved it in seconds.
And she's there every day. I mean, everybody in that class. I don't have any complaints. Super
That
good
was a
class.
great class.
Super good
Mhm.
class. Tons of talent, tons of passion. But if I had to say one kid through the entire year was the mainstay, the stable, constant,
Oh,
it's
I could
Ashley.
not agree more. It was Ashley. Whenever that award, I didn't think about whenever Essick was reading that award last night, and first name popped in, I was like, "Yep, Ashley,
Yep.
absolutely." I knew who it was.
I mean, everybody in the class deserves an award for something. I mean, everybody. But she was just the.
no, she is the one. I
She's the
100%
one.
agree.
So. So senior baseball, senior stream.
Senior
Tomorrow night.
graduation.
Yeah, tomorrow
And
night.
it's chain of events that is very exciting.
It is. It's huge stuff.
Also means there's going to be some spots to fill next year at the good old streams.
Oh man. Yeah. We we've got shortstop Evan Hefner.
Yep.
He is the main director for the video team.
He's been the main director for
since seventh grade. I recruited him as seventh grade. Just super smart kid.
Yep.
But he'll do football, and he'll be with Ryan Krieger, who's coming up. And Ryan is typically the director for baseball and basketball. Lily Fisher, another top-notch kid. She'll be there tomorrow night. And we've got some young kids coming up that I think Ryan has already reached out to. We got a freshman a couple of freshmen actually that'll be there tomorrow night working with us that are contenders for being directors.
That's awesome.
Waylon Bell and Andrew Hewling, both very bright kids, very just solid contributions. So no, I think we'll be okay, but it's always kind of a bummer to lose the ones that have been with you so long. So
it's true. I said all it takes is one time. I remember my sophomore year, whenever you enticed me to do a stream, all it took was one time for me to fall in love with it. So
you've done a great job. It's been fun watching. So it looks like Parkview's got a righty. Looks like he's similar velo to Will.
Yes.
I wasn't paying close attention, but it looked like he was leaving a lot of stuff up, which typically means if he's struggling to get that fastball in the zone, he's going to back off it a little bit and do a little searching, and
he's going to work to find it a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to have to kind of dial it in a little bit. So we'll see if he can find that zone. It looks like he's got plenty of juice. He just needs to maybe make sure the rubber gets to the road.
The rubber gets to the road. I like that saying.
Foster liked that first pitch too. It's always important for a pitcher. They want to get ahead. They want to get that strike right off.
Just get the momentum rolling their way.
Well, he's got it.
There's one, yep.
So let's see if he's got a little nasty to him. Let's see if he's got a deuce. This next pitch shouldn't be a strike. It should be it should be just out of the zone. Something to. He went down and away, but Foster went down and got it, but right at the center fielder.
It's a great defense right there from Parkview.
Yep, he stepped right on it. He got the bat on the ball.
Yeah.
We just need to hit it where they ain't. Looks like Coach Kaufman's on first base. So AK must not have had the confidence to go over in front of his alma mater. Are we gonna say that?
Yeah, let's say that. Get him wild up already. Yep.
He's just hiding in the dugout.
I think he's meticulously thinking of his plan of attack right now. I think that's what
he's probably writing notes. High fastball. He's testing, just seeing what he can do. Squeeze that ball a little tighter.
It's kind of just watching. It's kind of a progression a pitcher goes through when they first start the game.
Yeah, he's overcorrected. He's searching. He'll find it. Foul ball. Out of play. So if you just joined us, we're in the bottom half of the first. Parkview, leadoff batter, got on with a single.
Yes.
Advanced to second base, but Will Foster struck out the following three batters.
Yep. One out here for the Wolves as well.
Kobe Essery at the plate, battling with this pitcher. Kobe's a really cool story. He's a kid that's just filled with baseball knowledge and talent and ability.
Yes.
But early on, he just didn't hit his growth spurt. He struggled early, and there were some concerns. I think mom and dad were real worried. But you look at him now, and I think I think he's
I think
fine.
done. I think he's
You
he's
bet.
done all right now.
He's made some pretty good strides physically, and
Just like he was on the basketball team as well this year.
Yeah.
He played basketball, and
if he spends some time in the weight room, I think he could be a heck of a baseball player.
but no, like you said, his knowledge about baseball. I talked to him about baseball for like 5 minutes, and I was just oozing knowledge.
Yes.
It was crazy.
He found the zone with the fastball.
Blame Blevins up to bat.
So speed kills both ways. So it can kill a batter, but if a batter makes contact, it can go the other direction. So way ahead. I'd love to see if this guy's got some off-speed stuff. He's living in that fastball. Catchable to right field, and
It is caught.
so 3 up, 3 down for the Wolves. So we will take a short commercial break, but we will be right back with more Wolves baseball.
In today's busy world, it's nice to experience the comforts of old-school customer service wrapped in the convenience of the modern world. Tanco's Lumber and Home Center is your one-stop destination for all your home building and renovating needs. From top-of-the-line Milwaukee power tools to all your lumber and supplies, Tanco has it all. A generous assortment of light fixtures, painting supplies, Marvin windows and doors, even automotive and sporting goods. Tanco has what you are looking for. Come visit us in Branson West on Highway 13, just across from Hardee's, and see why we should be your first stop in home supplies.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're good. We're just going to jump right into this. They just missed an amazing play from Brant Miller.
Yeah, foul ball over the
and
right side.
reached out and got
Tough
got
play.
it out.
Tough play.
Nice little barrel roll for style at the end as well.
I'm giving him an 8.5 on the landing.
8.5. That's pretty generous, if we're going to be honest.
Well, first basemen aren't known for their poise and
True.
finesse. So I gotta laugh at our directors. We've got 2 seniors on the computer, but in their defense, we don't bring our big computer to baseball games. We've got 2 streaming computers, and with this computer, they don't see it very often. So Trinity jumped on this computer and went right to work, which is typical. But when it was commercial time, she was still thinking in the other computer world, and it was fun to watch her struggle with Nathan to figure it out. Then they found it, and they're like, "Oh, I remember." So it takes a second. This isn't easy stuff to do.
We're always learning. Right?
Absolutely. We're not ESPN. We just try to be.
We just try to be.
So Wolves have got 1 out against Parkview in the top of the second. No score.
No score still.
Very defensive game, very pitcher-oriented game. Right now it's a pitcher's battle.
strike there from Will.
So I'm gonna step off the mic for a second. I've got a really cool request. This is the kind of stuff I get because of our program.
Okay.
The director of the Mansion Theater's on my message here, and what he's wanting is a picture of the stage from last year, so he can make sure that he arranges the stage and all of the tech correctly according to what we did last year. And he's reaching out to me because he knows we have that image. So I'm gonna dig through here and see if I can find him an image and send it to him.
That's important. Will Foster's starting to get that good pace here. Starting to really reel it in now. That pitch was just slightly outside the box. Now we've got a lefty at bat for Parkview. Will's still working to find that sweet spot here. But like me and Locke said earlier, it is progressively not getting colder outside. I am now progressively sweating even more than I was. So, but for those who do know me, it doesn't take much for me to sweat, but I will not lie to you, it is very humid out here tonight.
Well, I'm just like you, so you can take reassurance from me. We're over here sweating.
We're doing it together, absolutely. That was a great pitch from Will Foster right there, right down the middle. So this is a crucial pitch here for the Wolves. John Foster comes out, talk to Will, the brothers right there, talking something up.
So I think Will committed to North Ark. Is that correct?
Jonathan, you mean?
Or not Will, Jonathan. Yeah.
Yeah, North Ark, yes. Yeah, Jonathan did commit to North Ark. And Brant Miller is committed to Evangel University as well. So we got a couple baseball players stepping up and going to the next level. It's always amazing to see. Another walk for Parkview there. So Will is struggling to find it right now. He's walked two players off the bases, and he's just a couple balls outside the box right now. Right now, I believe it's just a mental game at the moment.
Okay, so picture sent. hopefully that will help the Mansion Theater be prepared for tomorrow night.
Absolutely.
So what did I miss? Where are we at? I see
We had 2
runners on
walks.
first and
Yep.
2 walks,
Two
first and
walks.
second.
Yep.
How many outs? Just
one, I believe.
and that was Brant Miller's
That was
catch.
Brant Miller's
first
couch.
batter, lead
Yep.
off.
So like I said, if you overheard me, Will's just slightly under and over right now.
Just competitive, but not finding right where the umpire wants it. Well, that's the plight of a high school pitcher, even a college pitcher. My son would tell you the same thing.
Yep.
You can throw strikes for one umpire, and they're not strikes for another.
Yep.
It
Gotta adapt to the. It's a new.
the
it's
ever
honestly, it's a new
elusive
system.
zone. Yep. Some like it high, some low. Base hit. And Parkview puts one on the board. But 1-0 Parkview in the top of the second. 1 out, and runners at first and second.
Yes. That was a solid hit for Parkview.
It was, and sometimes that plays to the defense's favor because they can get the ball back in quick. But I think that young man had his intentions on going. He turned and went, didn't even check up. So Parkview draws first blood. Coach Kendrick is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, it's funny you said that because I was looking over as well after they scored, and I did not see him at the moment.
Well, looks like Will's taking his time.
Take a deep breath and refocus. And
Another base hit. Boyd bringing it home. And we will hold the runners. So a good throw in.
that was a good throw in by Evan Hefner right there. I agree.
Is that Heff? Okay, it was Heff. I'm looking right into the sun, so.
Yeah, that is it. That was Hef.
Okay.
Close to the left here.
Now Boyd's in center. Is Coop in right? Cooper?
Yes.
Okay. So we're calling this game from outside the fence on the third base side,
Yes.
out near the scoreboard that
It doesn't work.
doesn't work.
On two buckets as chairs. And
Yep.
I mean, it's about as American as you can get, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to lie to you about it. I'm absolutely loving it, too.
Baseball's fun to call.
No,
It is.
I'm used to football. Football's usually what I usually call, and this is
You go home from a football stream.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I am.
yeah.
My mentally and physically, I am zapped. But this is nice. I could have a nice cold soda and chill back, relax.
Have some peanuts.
Some
and,
peanuts. Yeah.
Maybe a hot dog or hamburger. And
Football,
lawn chair, get your
football,
feet
I
up.
would not have a time to do
No.
that.
No.
This is a nice change of pace for me. I'm enjoying this right now.
In the dirt, Foster blocks it though. Good job by Jonathan Foster behind the dish.
I've heard some great things. I've also seen some great things from Jonathan Foster this year on the baseball team. Me and Blaine Levins are best friends, and Blaine has nothing but the best things to say about Jonathan Foster as a teammate and as a player.
Jonathan Foster might be the most athletic kid in the high school. He is
I
super
know.
athletic, and he's not. This is like his third year being a catcher.
Yes.
They created him
He
as
was
a
not a
catcher
catcher.
in high school,
Mm-mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's everything he knows about catching. He's learned in the past 3 years. So that sounds like a long time, but I promise you, being a catcher is a huge deal. You got to know an awful lot about what's going on in the game. You got to be able to call defenses on the fly. You need to know where everyone needs to be. It's a lot to know. It's a lot to, and then to be that physical, be quick, and I call them just a big piece of meat. I mean, they just take a beating.
Yes.
And they never complain. Catchers are a rare breed. They're they're the spouse of the pitcher.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'll tell you the one thing the pitcher has got to have is somebody who they know is not going to be upset with them when they're pitching. Because if you hit your catcher and he looks like he's hurt, that's in the pitcher's head immediately. And the catcher's point is, you can't hurt me. And Jonathan's that kid.
He is that kid. You are completely correct. He is probably one of the most athletic kids in the high school. Like you said, if not I remember in 8th grade when we played basketball and football back in 8th grade, he was the most athletic kid in our entire class.
Yeah, he's quick, he's strong.
He was heaps and bounds above everybody else.
Hand-eye coordination.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just naturally aggressive. He's competitive. He's fierce.
He's got that
know.
natural edge of competitiveness.
Yes, he does.
And coaches eat that up in any sport at any level.
Parkview having a little conference here.
A little conference.
Well, that's good. That's teammates taking care of each other.
Yep.
I am, I might be, stereotyping here, but I'm pretty sure that number 10 here on third base, I think he threw against us last year. Unless somebody grew their hair out that much.
I heard from multiple guys that he has pitched for a couple of years.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Last year I wasn't sure if he was a senior or not. But
yeah, it'd be hard not to remember that hair.
Yeah. He reminds me of a couple of kids I've seen. It's not the first time I've seen a baseball player with that kind of hair. I'm pretty sure he threw against us. Gets the bat on the ball. Third base kicks it. That lip right in front of the third base bag it's the Bermuda Triangle of ground balls. It really is. It looks like he just dumped it, but I promise you, it doesn't look like that when you're standing at third base fielding that ball. That's a tough ball to get right off the lip. And right now he's cussing mad. I promise you.
Oh, you can. Yep. Mm-hmm.
We've worked on that, and Coach Funk, before he retired as the head coach, he excavated that whole area right where that ball came through, and they filled it and sodded it. They tried to really improve that, and they did a great deal, but it's still that's tough play. Ooh, yeah, that was a great pickoff move. Great tag.
Wow. That was impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
That was quick.
That was nice.
That was a quick jump step.
I blinked and he was out.
Yep.
They are alert right now. Parkview is. They definitely came to play.
Well, and that's what that was, is the pitcher taking care of his third baseman. He looked over at him like, I got your back.
I got your back, exactly.
A Will Foster pitcher up to the plate. The bat on the ball. Right at the first baseman.
Wow, that's great.
That was a good play. Good play. Everyone in position. But we're playing baseball. We're hitting and fielding. So we're in the top of the second, and it's 1-0 with 2 outs. Parkview on top. We got a game.
Momentum is shifting in Parkview's favor at the moment.
The Wolves not laying down though. I mean, they're swinging the bat, hitting the ball. Pitchers.
It's rolling Parkview's way right now.
Dane squares to bunt and doesn't. Ball up. Parkview pitcher seems like he's getting on top of this. Mm-hmm. From his warm-ups to now, it seems like he's closing in.
He's definitely starting to feel it a little bit.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's bringing more velocity and keeping the ball down better. Velocity isn't a bad thing for the hitter. It just depends on what you're used to seeing. A lot of teams will. Good play. Okay, so we are at the top of the third, and the score is 1-0 Parkview. So we'll be back in a few moments with more Wolves baseball.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more high school baseball at the Breezy here. Breed Spring versus Parkview. Parkview up 1-0 at the top of the third. And there are some exciting things happening in the next couple of days.
So this project graduation thing, I've seen some stuff come through my room.
Yes.
I went over to the Votech, picked up some banners and some stuff like that. What exactly is going to happen at project graduation?
Project graduation is I'm extremely excited for.
Now, is it at the high school?
It is at the high school.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
it is. I believe it is at. It starts at 11 o'clock at the high school after graduation.
Okay.
So it's basically the after party, and they have multiple activities for us. Food. I heard there's going to be Chick-fil-A, which I'm most excited for.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A's
El
good.
Lago Taco Bar as well.
Oh, man.
We're going to be treated like kings and queens there for a little while, but there's trampolines, basketball, archery. There's a gambling room, which that's different.
Really?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
How cool is that?
I
Yeah,
wanna
play a
come
little
to
poker,
Project
a little
Gra-
Texas Hold'em.
Maybe
yeah.
I can get in there. We play a little poker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So, okay, so the one thing, I've had 3 kids graduate from Reed
Yes.
Spring High School, and all 3 of them had the opportunity to project graduation, and all 3 of them had this specific event at project graduation, and it
Okay.
was hands down, wasn't even close. Bailey rode the bull, and that didn't even get close to this.
Okay.
Is there going to be a hypnotist?
Yes, there is going to be a hypnotist. That is the last thing that's going to happen.
So hypnotist is, dude, you got to get on that. You got to get in
I've
on
already volunteered myself to be the guy. I
So-
want to do the hypnotist very bad.
The hypnotist will be the crowd favorite, and you got to have your cameras ready. I
Yeah.
mean, no matter what, you got to have them ready.
I think just wrapping my head around just that stuff in general. I want to do it so bad just to see what it does. To see how
It's so
it
funny,
works.
so funny.
But yeah, very excited for Project Grad. That's going to be a great time, and some guaranteed money as soon as you walk through that door.
There you go.
Everybody who doesn't love money, right?
Yep. Money is good.
Money is
Free
great.
money is even better. Hot ground ball to first.
Ooh.
Brant gets a glove on it. Can't quite come up with it. Dane Smith was close, but couldn't quite get the handle on it.
That ball came in hot.
That was a well hit ball.
That was-
The fact that Brant got in front of it.
Even got in front of it.
No,
yeah.
that was a well struck ball. I don't think I could give him an E on that one.
No.
That's a base hit. Will comes back with a strike. Runner at first, not taking a huge lead. No outs, no reason to be foolish. Last half of the last inning, they picked us off, so I'm sure that,
Yep.
he's a whole step closer to the bag than normal.
I mean, as a pitcher, that's gonna be one of the best feelings in the world is keeping someone honest like that, getting someone out like that. That's gotta be one of the best feelings as a pitcher.
It definitely is.
A
Definitely
little
is.
payback, yeah. I like the wind. The wind is making this a little bit more, weather a little bit more nice out here.
The breeze is helping.
The breeze is nice. The breezy, right?
The Breezy never disappoints.
Breezy never disappoints. That is one of the coolest nicknames I've ever heard for a field.
I think that was a Coach Moeller deal. Evan Hefner back on the fly ball, gets it. Runner goes back to tag. Got one down with a runner on first.
And a strike there for Will.
Big cut.
So I'm personally someone that's not watched a lot of baseball in my life, and you're probably the exact opposite from me. You've probably watched a ton of baseball in your life and obviously coached it.
I've seen a few games.
So what progression do you go through as a pitcher? I guess I'm trying to wrap my head around that. Like the amount of time you take between each pitch. Like I don't know. I'm just trying to understand what's the strategy behind that. Like what should you do as a pitcher? If you know what I'm saying.
So each pitcher is going to have a different routine,
Mm-hmm.
but ultimately it's the same idea of doing the exact same thing over and over again. There are some variables, and what Will's doing right now with the pickoff move, that's an example of a variable. When you come set and you're ready to throw, the amount of time that you typically take between when you come set and when you deliver the ball in the stretch is going to change if there's a runner on, and if you're in the stretch, then there's a runner. So he's going to try and mix up that amount of time to keep the runner from guessing when he's going to pitch. So Will, in his head, he's thinking about that, thinking about whether or not he's getting the call to make the pickoff move, because a lot of times the coach will call for that. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the catcher will give that sign. Sometimes it'll be a middle infielder, second or short, will give that sign. Sometimes third base. A good pitch, good backwards K. So the progression is basically check your runners, come set,
Mm-hmm.
and as soon as you come set, you have to pause. You have to give just a brief pause, and then you go to the plate. But with runners, that
throws in
that variable of keeping your runners honest.
Because I never realized how much you have to. I knew pitchers. You have to think a lot, but I guess I just never really fully understood the progression and what they have to mentally think about before every single pitch.
Yeah, and if you watch Will, and each, like I said, each pitcher has their own thing. I know my youngest son, who I've been watching more recently, he will mix up how many times he checks his runner. So if you watch Will right now, there's a check, there's a second check. He's checking his runner. The last pitch he threw, he only checked the runner once. So he'll look more than one time, or sometimes they'll throw blind. They won't look at all. So it keeps the runner from knowing when they're going to pitch. The downside to that is when you're focused on the runner, you're not focused on your pitching. Yeah. So you have to be able to go from checking the runner and keeping him honest to go right to your concentration on what you're doing. And then when they start hitting, or if you hit a runner or you hit a batter, that upsets your concentration. You've got to be able to get right back to your concentration. So it's a major mental strength game. Having an infield with somebody like a Blaine Blevins or a Brant Miller, that's huge, because those guys are in your ear. They're showing you a lot of support and a lot of love. And having a catcher like Jonathan Foster, who you can't hurt, and he's never going to be upset with you. You just do your job, and he's going to take whatever he takes.
It helps that he's your brother, too.
Well, and I'm not sure if that helps.
Yeah, it's true.
He could know that he's going to go home and get a beating tonight. I don't know.
That's true.
The pitcher's definitely the younger of the two.
That's a pretty cool dynamic, though.
No. You trust your brother more than anybody, for sure.
No, I know what you're saying, though. There's definitely some. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think if he throws too many in the dirt, I'm thinking Jonathan's going to point at him like, listen, you better get your pitching together, because we're going to take care of this at home.
Yep.
But no, Jonathan, he is so supportive of his brother, and Will of his as well. Important pitch right there for Will Foster. We're getting into a little stretch here where the game is kind of going into a lull, and the pitching tempo has slowed down.
Yes.
And when you change pitching tempo, that can upset your apple cart a little bit. So.
See if Johnny can get that ball.
Ball's out of play. He was on it. Those are tough ones to catch.
I believe we have one out, correct, for Reed Spring?
We have two.
Okay. Excuse me.
Had a fly ball, and then we had
that was the other
strikeout.
One, and
Yep.
strikeout.
Yep.
It's a big pitch right here.
So right now, the infield's talking. They're going to take the easy out, plays at first typically. And they call third strike.
Wow. Way to fight a little bit of adversity there by Will Foster.
Yeah, he battled through. That was good. You know, that lull can be pretty scary. You can almost feel it. It's like the cold air at night coming in.
Feel it in the air.
Yeah,
absolutely. I felt it.
For a pitcher to survive that and get back through it, that's huge. So it wouldn't surprise me if that tide that we were talking about for Parkview kind of turns a little bit, and if we come up to bat in the right part of the order, you could see some spectacular hitting going on here. I like this game. This is a good game.
No, I agree.
Very good matchup.
I'd love to see Reach bring it on the board here as well.
I would like to know if Parkview's pitcher's a senior. This kid looks like he's got some really, really clean pitching for him. Great composure and very consistent. I would think that he's got a future, and I would hope that he's thinking about moving on to the next level. And the Parkview Conference. A little camaraderie. A little love for the pitcher.
I notice how important that is, watching this game. Just having that, making sure your pitcher knows that everybody else has your back. I realize how important that is now.
You know, baseball is known as the game of attrition. The team who makes the fewest errors wins.
I mean, that's absolutely correct. Such a technical sport.
Well, and you know, this is a common argument all the time with kids that are in sports, adults that have been in sports. It's arguable that hitting a pitch in Major League Baseball is the hardest sporting event that there is. The most difficult thing to do in sporting is hitting a fastball from a Major League pitcher.
I would have to agree with that, and the reason I say that is because take an NFL, NBA player, stick him there, and have him try to hit a pitch. It's not going to happen.
No, you know, and there are definitely things in other sports.
Yes.
You know, I'm not going to say
that's not,
that there are not other things.
Sport, no.
But if a ball coming at you at close to 100 miles an hour, I forget what they say, it's less than a second worth of reaction time.
It's less than a second.
It's like 0.6 seconds worth of reaction time. And yeah, but you take all the fear factor out of it. I mean,
that's scary.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't take a pitch at 100 miles
per hour.
Oh, no,
you're breaking bones.
No.
They'll break ribs. They'll break, yeah. So baseball is a very unique game. Is it the most exciting game to watch? Maybe not.
Depends on the person.
It depends on the person. Depends on the game you're watching.
Absolutely. That's with any sport, though.
It's definitely not as fast-paced as basketball or football. And a pitcher opts to go to first and throws wide. And there you go. That tide that we were talking about. Here we go. Now that pitcher, we want to see how he reacts to this. This is very telling for a pitcher. This is tough. He's got to get back up on the bump and go back to work, shake all that crap off, and he knows that that was his bad throw, and he's not happy about it, but he's got to flush that out of his mind. He's got to go right back to strikes. Not a bad pitch. I've got a lot of confidence in this kid. I think he's a pretty good pitcher.
I can tell. You like this kid a lot.
I do. I like the way he throws. I like the way he conducts business. These are competitive pitches. He's not far out of the zone. I believe it's a 3-0 count. So our batter ought to be on the take, and he delivers a strike, which he should. So on a 3-1, he's going to come with a fastball. And he threw it for a strike. All right, so the chess game is now at the peak.
Yep.
What's he going to do? Is he going to throw that fastball that he knows he can throw for a strike? Is he going to dance with the – and he goes with the speed and wins. I'm telling you, this kid's a pretty good pitcher.
You're making me love this kid now too. I wasn't into him at first, and now you're talking me through it a little bit.
I can't lie. I'm a fan of pitchers. I watch pitchers more than anything. It's what it's our family. It's what we do.
I was gonna say that runs in your blood though.
Yeah, it's what we've always done, and I like the way he conducts business. I think he's out there and he's got control of what's going on, and it's easy to be a good pitcher when things are going your way. Your defense is killing it behind you, and everything's being taken care of. But when errors are made and balls get through when they shouldn't and stuff like that, it's a little tougher to be that pitcher when things aren't going your way.
Absolutely.
And he's handling it. So that was not a bad play. Parkview didn't make a great throw to first, but that was a pretty good attempt at turning two.
Got one on first, one on third here for the Wolves.
We got one out.
One out, I believe. The Breed Spring is banging on the door of getting some getting to home right now.
Yeah, that tide has now flipped, and we're moving forward with our offense. Pitcher's taking a minute to collect his thoughts and maybe take the wind out of the sail of the offense just a little. Runner on first is looking to go and almost, but he had him leaning. And that's Foster at first, yeah? That's Jonathan, right?
Yes.
And he's very aggressive on the bases.
Mm-hmm.
There are plays where a coach will call him to steal before the pitcher goes into motion to draw a throw on him to try and get that runner home.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's definitely quick enough. Jonathan is made for that.
I would bet money that Foster's going to go to second on this next pitch. I can't believe that he wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
With one out, foul ball. It could have been a hit and run, but with a runner on third, that's kind of an odd call. It might have just been coincidence that the batter found a strike he wanted. I'd say Foster's going to watch for the pickoff move, but he's going to go to second again. Long hold on the pitcher. He's changing up that timing, trying to get Foster worried. And it worked. He didn't go. We'll see how he responds on this one. Quick move, and he got him. He did get him. So there were two outs, and
dang, that's tough.
Yeah, but definitely the Wolves were threatening. Will's got to feel a little bit better about walking out there, knowing that his team's starting to produce a little bit. Well, we will take a short commercial break.
At Oakley Auto World, we strive to be your all-around best option when buying a vehicle. High-quality inventory that goes through a 128-point inspection, a service department available. At Oakley Auto World, we strive to be your all-around best option when buying a vehicle. High-quality inventory that goes through a 128-point inspection, a service department available to anyone needing it. The custom T-Roc Jeeps for people wanting something unique, and customer service that works to get the right vehicle at the right price. Come see us at Oakley Auto World.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more high school baseball here at the Breezy once more. And I believe we are in the fourth, right? start of the fourth, and Parkview is still up 1-0. And Parkview up to bat.
We did threaten bottom of the third. We had runners first and third. We were there, had an opportunity, but just couldn't quite close the deal.
You know what? I mean, we were there. You know, we got there. We got there finally, and we're starting to feel it a little bit, feel out the game, and it's still very much early in the baseball game. So
yeah, both teams have shown some signs of good stuff, and they both wobbled the wheels a little bit on the wagon and have come back from it.
Mm-hmm.
So I really, truly feel like we've got a good game.
No one stepped out. Obviously, no one stepped out in front yet, and it's anybody's game to be taken at the moment. But
both pitchers seem to be getting it done. Competitive pitches from both pitchers. If they're not strikes, they're close. That's the way you want it. Umpire seems to be calling a pretty consistent zone.
The umpire so far has been very consistent on both sides.
We're not sitting behind the plate, but I haven't heard any major groans or anything from the fans.
From either side.
Yeah,
that's
so
always lovely. That's a sight to see whenever that does.
Yeah, if it's a bad pitch, usually, or if it's a bad call, you usually hear about it. But it's been pretty evenly called, I think. So this year's graduation is the first year that we have not had a valedictorian and salutatorian named. Is that true, or was it last year?
It is this year's
the first year.
Yes,
so
because Mike Asbill and I don't remember what the other name was, but they spoke last year because they were valedictorian.
So it's my understanding that the reason we did that is because we went to the collegiate nomenclature. It's laude, cum laude, magna, summa, and just cum laude.
Yes.
Cum laude would be. Oh, I'm not even going to say. I think it's like 3.5.
It's 3.5. And then the next tier is 3.8 to 3.9.
And then
the next tier is 4.0.
Okay. So it's more about your class rank.
Yes.
You could be the first in the class. But the speakers at graduation this year
were auditioned.
So they actually expressed an interest.
Yes.
And tried out with the administration team.
Yep.
And how many speakers?
2.
Okay. And then we have. So we had a pass ball. Is that what I'm seeing?
But yeah, 2 main speakers for sure that I know of.
And
there's some others that might be speaking just a little bit, but
the
not
introduction and the closing. Yeah. So, how do you feel about that? Is that a good thing? Do you feel like there should be a valedictorian, or is it okay to go the way we are?
My personal stance on it, I am glad they shifted away from that, and I don't want to take anything away from top kids in the class, but at the same time, it's like to be able to reach the top of your class, you have to take certain courses to be able to bump your GPA up, right? Like college courses, and sometimes kids choose to do that rather than take things they're interested in. And I know a couple of people at the top of their class a couple of years ago that did not take classes because it wouldn't help their GPA, but they were very interested, like art class, stuff like that. They just didn't take it because they
wanted those
when they wanted the higher scores.
5 points.
And I just think that's not what education's for. I think that's getting away from the message of education.
I appreciate their passion to be competitive. It's for
absolutely,
sure.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think that being recognized at the level the way we're doing it now, and as a college or even an employer, they're going to see your GPA, they're going to see your class rank, they're going to know that you're a caliber kid that can digest that information, education and stuff. So
I'm glad we're moving away from it, but I see both merit on both sides. But I think it was the right decision. Yes,
I tend to agree. You still get the bragging rights of being first in your class, second in your class.
If you want to be first in your class, all means go for it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but the speakers is exciting. Having kids audition to speak should mean that we should have some pretty entertaining and pretty good speeches this year.
I would agree.
Unfortunately, I did try out for it and didn't get it, so it is what it is.
I may have heard your speech.
You know, the funny thing is you heard it, and I completely changed it.
Did you really?
Yep, from head to toe, completely changed it in about an hour.
Well, I think you should have kept it. No, I think you probably did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did hear who the speakers were, and I will tell you that regardless of how I feel about you, you know, I think that you're a very, very unique individual with a great deal of
I'm
talent.
telling you right now, my speech was not what they were looking for.
Well, and the people that were chosen they're nothing to sniff at. They're pretty good speakers. So
No, they are good speakers.
Yeah.
Am I a little salty about it? I mean, absolutely. I really wanted to speak,
well,
but
sure.
that comes with anything. But my speech was not what they were looking for.
Well, and you never know. I mean, you don't know what they're looking for. You can swing and hit the fence, or you can miss, and you know it's.
Sometimes you'll ask for it, you can walk in the door, you know.
Dane at second, reels in the windy fly ball there, right on the threshold of the outfield, which makes it really tough. About tripped and fell down, but still caught the ball.
Another exciting thing that was brought up last night was Hall of Fame, Root Spring Hall of Fame. The 2 inductees were announced last night, and I agree with both of them that were Austin Herzon and Jordan Short were the two.
Are you kidding?
I'm
Wow.
not kidding. I was very happy for them. I agree with both of those.
The 4 that were. Tell me who the 4 were. What was the vote down to?
It was me, obviously Hersey, Austin Herzon, Jordan Short, and I believe it was Gracie Simpkins.
That's 4 super high quality individuals.
And
so.
once again, I was not chosen. So
Yeah, any 2 of those 4 is a win.
Whenever I heard who the 4 was, I was like, you know what? If I lose, I'm happy I lose to these guys.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
But
Up and in. Will struggling a little bit. You get into the 3rd and 4th innings, depending on your pitch count, a pitcher can get tired, and these guys are all in really good condition. They're not, out of shape at all. Mm-hmm. But this may be the first game they've played in this kind of temperature.
Oh, I mean, it zaps.
It does, and they're not, going through school thinking hydrate. They're thinking, it's going to be cool and nice. And
senior night.
They're not, and all of a sudden they get out here and they're like, woof, it's hot. And a pitcher and a catcher especially, those two. And Cooper reels in the fly ball, brings the ball in quick. And Parkview will score their next run and have a runner advance to 3rd. So.
Is that 2 or is that 1 or 2 outs? 2 outs.
We got 2 down, and we're in the top of the 4th. 2-0, Parkview. In a battle. It's just a knockdown, drag-out battle here. No, I think graduation will be special this year. I think it's going to be really good. I think last night, senior awards, a lot of very, very talented kids were recognized for scholarships, for departmental awards. Mm-hmm. It's a good class. This is a class that will be missed a great deal.
There was one scholarship that I happily got last night. It's called the Skylar Sanders Foundation, and it was a scholarship about a family that their child had cancer, and he unfortunately lost his life a couple years ago. And that really hit home with me, and I'm not gonna lie, I teared up on stage whenever I shook that man's hand, because I remember I saw that kid a year before he passed away and talked to him.
Wow.
So that moment right there was very surreal and made me realize, like, wow, life comes full circle sometimes. And
truly.
Yeah. That was a touching moment for me.
Speaks volumes about you. to be selected. That's a pretty big deal. So Will showing a little bit of sign of fatigue here.
Yes.
You know, you can tell just in his body language he's a little worn.
So when do they typically change? When do they change pitchers?
So
game?
coaches keep pitch counts on the
Yes.
pitchers. It's a rule in Michigan ball.
Yes.
When he gets over 80 pitches, the coaches are going to be looking at him real close. And I know our coaches are specifically very concerned with pitch counts. I know Coach Reich, being a pitching coach himself, he's going to be very mindful of how Will looks. Is he fatigued? Is he showing signs of any kind of soreness in his shoulder or elbow? And if he comes in, he'll check him, make sure he's okay. But right now, I would say Coach Reich and Coach Kaufman are probably thinking, you know, we'll see how things go, but we might want to be thinking about who's going to be warming up next.
Yes.
It looks like they've got somebody up in the bullpen warming up. So definitely pitchers have lifespans during games, you know, and, you know, if Will gets excited, fires up, gets back in the zone, gets some life into him, he could come back out for the next inning and kind of reload with a second wind, or, you know, he could work his way out of this inning and the coach might say, hey, you've done a good job. You're done. We're going to have you sit and bring in another fresh arm.
So is this their last regular season game, or they have before districts?
I don't think so.
I think they might have a couple more.
I think they've got a couple of ways. This is
Couple
their
of
last
ways.
home
Home game.
Yeah. We're kind of falling into one of those lulls in the game again. You can kind of feel it just pulling down a little bit. It's important for the defense to stay awake, keep everybody, you know, on their toes. A little chatter.
Great hit. Oh. Another score?
The ground ball got through, and I think they scored, so that's 3-0. 2 down. We got a mound visit.
So is there a limited amount of mound visits you can have?
On your
Is it like timeouts?
yeah, on your second visit to the mound, the pitcher's got to come out.
Okay.
So you can go out and talk to him and come back, but this one is going to result in Will coming out, which he's fine. He's pitched fine, done a good job, thrown a lot of strikes, and his pitch count is probably in the 60s or 70s. You know, he's had a couple of long innings, so not a bad outing. Wonder how long it would take me to get to the concession stand and back.
How? I mean, we thinking like just casual lock walk? Or are we talking like Locke's very hungry, and he's got to get here and back with a hot dog as soon as possible?
The second one.
The second one. We might. I mean, if you got good pace on you, I'd say maybe a minute.
If I go, I wouldn't come back with one. I'd come back with
I
two.
would say two and a Coke, probably, right?
Psych. I was going to go, but I didn't.
Yep.
So Blake Siege to the mound for the Wolves. Right-hander. Little difference in velocity. Looks like Foster might have just a little bit more velo, which, if I was going to change pitchers, the last thing I would want to do is put a pitcher out there that had the same velocity, same type of pitch as the previous pitcher.
Absolutely.
So
Gotta mix it up. Give him something different.
I think Will has one of the higher velocities on the team as far as a
I agree.
pitcher. So I think hopefully this pitcher will be 6-7 miles an hour difference would be good. And if he's got some off speed, that'd be even better. Good first pitch. Swung on first strike.
Number 18 for Parkview had a huge lead off right there. I mean, he was almost about halfway to third base.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Foul ball. So let me see if I can see what we've done here defensively. Pulled Will Foster from the mound, put him at third base.
Blaine Blevins is now at first, and Brant's in the outfield.
And Brant went to
Brant
right,
outfield.
and
Yep.
freshman Cooper Simpkins came off the field.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Brandon in Boyden center. Lost that curveball a little bit. Siege looks comfortable on the mound, coming into a little bit of a situation.
What a hit.
Line drive down third base side. And Parkview will go up another run to make it 4-0.
Wow, what a hit. I mean, that was
He was on it.
a clean hit.
About 4 or 5 feet fair. Hefner on it fast, but not much you can do with it.
Nah, not much you can do about that now.
Again, Siege for a young pitcher. Seems very comfortable on the mound, which is a great thing for him to be.
Mm-hmm.
Good off-speed pitch. Didn't get the call, but he wanted it. Again, competitive pitches. It's got to be around the zone. I haven't heard how Justin's game has turned out.
That's right. I remember you telling me about that before the game started here.
Well, I know their game was scheduled for 3 o'clock at U.S. Ballpark. And I think they were playing a school out of Central Arkansas. So we'll send out the text and see if we can get some.
See what happens.
See if they're, for a first-year team, they're still in the tournament, so it's kind of exciting. Ooh, big swing and a miss. Gets himself out of a jam. That's a great pitch there by Siege. So the Wolves coming in, bottom of the fourth, 4-0 Parkview. And they've got a little more work to do than they had last time they came in.
Absolutely, yes. I'm digging the music they are playing right now.
Definitely. Is that who's up there? Is that Coach Gosh?
No, it's a what's his name?
That's Coach Lofton, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Used to be the freshman coach.
Yes.
And definitely understands, good music for baseball.
Music. Yeah.
So what are you going to do this summer?
The plan is to work some more. Get that cash flow, you know what I mean?
The Walmart employee?
That Walmart cash flow is quite nice. I'm not going to lie about it.
So I was at Walmart day before yesterday with my daughter.
Yes.
And I'm walking through the produce section, and Bailey stops, and I'm talking to her, and I realize that she's no longer walking next to me. I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
And I turn around, and she stopped, and she's staring towards the back of the store.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, Bailey, come here. And she turns and looks at me, and she goes, that's beans. And I go, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
She had no idea that you worked at Walmart.
See, I get a lot of people that don't realize that. It's only because I work early mornings on the weekends as of right now until obviously I get my diploma. So, but no, it's a good gig. I'm enjoying it. Besides that, just enjoying being with my friends that I've had forever before we all go our separate ways,
So the report on Justin's game is they lost 6-2 and had some unfortunate errors on defense that kind of influenced that rhythm of the game like we talk about.
Yeah.
It sounds like that may have been the culprit for them. But,
You said that's the first year of
that's the very first
program,
year for baseball
right?
at BBC, correct. So
that's amazing. I mean, honestly, any startup for any program, you know what I mean?
And the cool thing is their first game, the average age of the player on their team, on the team that they played, was 23. And none of them were U.S. nationals. They were all from foreign countries.
Yeah.
The average age of the players on Justin's team is 19. They have one senior, 2 juniors, 2 sophomores, and the rest are freshmen. They've got a young team. Yeah, they got a ton of freshmen. So, not doing bad. They're a freshman team in a varsity world, if that makes sense.
Yes.
But baseball is baseball. Yeah, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's a game of attrition. Mm-hmm. The team who makes the fewest mistakes usually wins.
Blaine Blevins definitely whacked that ball. This wasn't in play.
Blaine Blevins may have some power, and this pitcher does not want to find it.
Nope.
As hard as he's throwing to him right now, if Blaine squares on that ball, wherever it's headed, it's going to go in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
As a pitcher, I think Blaine would see a lot of off speed from me, and everything would be in the bottom of the zone.
Mm-hmm. No, I would agree, because anything Blaine touches, and if he gets a good hand on it, it's gone.
Yeah, if he leaves anything up and Blaine gets on it, it's going to hurt. Now, no one's on, but ooh, that was a close pitch. When the catcher freezes and holds it, he's holding his frame. He's saying, "Hey, come on, give me a second look here, coach." But I'm not going to call balls and strikes. I've tried that once. It didn't work out so well.
I would not want to be in that position.
No. It's a tough job.
I ref 6th grade basketball this year, and you wouldn't think that'd get too crazy, wouldn't you? But then you realize, wait.
Parents.
Then I realized, wait, my mother in 6th grade, and then I realized, wait, there's a lot more of my mothers in 6th grade.
Your mom's just one of the many.
I got the brunt of 6th grade basketball,
Yeah.
and I was like, yep, officiating is definitely not for me either.
Yeah, it's easy to yell at those guys, but I'll tell you what.
Nah, I'd love to be the coach that yells at the officials. But
I don't know. Those guys have got to go home and not feel good about themselves, I think.
Yeah.
You know, you go home and go, well, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Blaine's testing things over there at first base. You better be careful.
Yeah, I was going to say. Blaine ain't know
This guy's got a good move, so yeah, he could easily get picked.
Warm maybe back to the base.
Well, for a big guy, he's quick. There's no doubt about it.
Were you able to see that video of him doing the warm at prom?
Yes.
That's not bad for a big fella. I'm not going to lie to you.
No. Blaine is a very, very fit big guy, and I'm not saying he's slow because he's not.
No, he's not.
But this guy's got a good pickoff move, and if you get Blaine leaning the wrong way, that's a lot of body to move back the other direction.
I agree.
So
Blaine.
he needs to be leaning back.
Yeah, ain't the best. No.
Yeah. That is the first time I've seen this pitcher show motion, and it wasn't a lot, but you could tell he wasn't happy with himself. You know, you get a couple of close calls that don't go your way, and then you get a kid on and you don't get the pick off, and the coach is reading what I'm reading too. Even if he stays in, he needs somebody in his ear to say, hey, listen, you're fine. We got a 4-run lead. Get back to work and shake this off. And his pitch count can't be super high. He hasn't had any long innings with us, so he's still in his work zone. I think that was a – come on, boys.
So I have a question for you. So the great debate, are you a hot dog or team hamburger? If you had to choose one.
Oh, my goodness. That's such a subjective question.
I have to ask it.
It's going to have to depend. You know, I'm from Chicago.
Okay. Chicago dog?
Well, Portillo's in Chicago is epic. You know, if I had to choose between a burger at our concession stand and Portillo's, yeah, it's not even close. Not even close. But if we're talking about a legitimate Angus burger at some place with a poorhouse in Hollister, or
the best burger,
Black Sheep in Springfield. Oh, okay, the best and the best.
Yeah.
Just for straight flavor, I only get one the rest of my life.
It's just if you had one to go to during a game or anything like that, what you going for?
Oh gosh, that is so tough. But
that's a backyard battle if you've ever seen one, right?
Oh, it really is tough for me because I like them both. If I'm at a baseball game, I'm almost going to have to say hot dog.
I mean, I feel like
I'm going to go hot dog. If it's a football game, I'm going to go burger.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. It's a crime not to go a hot dog in a baseball game.
Yeah, it's just baseball. And it's easier when you're in the stands all crunched together and everything. Yeah. Football, there's a little more room to move around. I don't know.
Football's definitely got the burger for me. Yeah. I'd have to agree.
Sitting here talking to you at the baseball game, I'm going to go hot dog. Nathan's hot dog. You know, go to Sam's, get the dollar or whatever deal.
Dog at Sam's.
Hey, that was a good play by the second baseman. It was some heads-up base running by the Wolves. Just a lazy fly ball to the second baseman. The runners got back quick, so could have easily been a double play had they not been paying attention.
Breezy, and if they can capitalize on this decent position they're in right now, they can finally get something on the board. They have a solid, really good base hit here.
Well, if we're going to do it, this is a great time to do it. We got a pitcher that's he's throwing strikes, but he's fatiguing. And if you can get on him quick and hit the ball, then you can make some ground. But we're just not getting the ball through. So, well, we are at the top of the fifth. Parkview on top, 4-0, and we're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another inning of baseball here at the Breezy. And Matlock, I believe, is going to the concession stand to get a hot dog. Probably actually 2 hot dogs. Let's be honest here. He ain't going for 1. He's going for 2. So somehow, some way, I have Madison Siega Jr. sitting next to me. Hi, Madison. What's up?
Hi. This is actually my first baseball game this season, so I'm really excited to see how this goes.
The first game you've watched this season?
First game I've watched
there you
this
go.
season.
Okay.
Yes.
Thoughts, comments, concerns?
My immediate first thought when I got here was it's really hot.
No, yeah, me and Locke talked about that. No, it's gotten better though. The breeze is the breezy. I mean, what a fun thing right there. Anyway, the breeze definitely helps. I would have to agree with that.
Absolutely, I agree.
Unfortunately, the Reed Spring Wolves are down right now, 4-0 to Parkview. Our pitching just hasn't really, and our defense hasn't really clicked yet, and Parkview's really just taking advantage of it. But
yeah, it's a really unfortunate thing to see. I mean, maybe we can pull through. We still have a lot of the game left.
got a question for you, Madison Sieg, the junior. Are you attending graduation tomorrow night?
I am attending graduation tomorrow night. I am very excited to see all the seniors.
Yeah. How'd you feel about the hot dog prank?
Before
you answer that. Before you that don't know, there's a senior prank every year at the Reed Spring High School, and this year it was hanging hot dogs on the ceiling. So I just wanted to get a viewpoint, since seniors obviously weren't there, right, whenever you guys saw it. So I just wanted to see what the general reaction was to the prank.
Well, my immediate reaction was, why is there some bites out of the hot dogs that are hanging from the ceilings? And I found out there were some kids that were like knocking them down and taking a bite and putting them back up. And we did get the hot dogs that were expired from Walmart, so I hope those kids are doing all right now. But the entire school smelled like hot dogs all day, and it was quite repulsive. And then to top it all off, we had hot dogs for lunch served by the cafeteria.
But I mean, at least you know we're top dog, right?
You are certainly the top dogs.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear.
Even though you didn't actually participate in the prank.
How would you know I didn't participate in it?
I have my ways.
Okay. Anyway. And the fun thing is I'm glad you're over here now, because we got 2 people with kind of the same last name. We got the pitcher the same last name as you, and I've talked to you about this before. His name is yours is Sieg and he's a Siege, and a lot of people get the misconception that you two are related. Correct?
Correct. Yes. Everyone always asks if I have a little brother. I do not, and everyone always calls me Madison Siege instead of Madison Sieg. I do, however, have a little sister who's in 8th grade, and she's a handful.
Thank you. Great hit there for Parkview. Great defense from the Wolves. Oh, that was a beautiful play. Wow, that brings some life here for the Reed Spring Wolves. So, are you a baseball fan, Madison? Are you just kind of here because it's senior night type thing? I want honesty here.
I am actually kind of here because it's senior night.
I mean, absolutely, yeah. Support the seniors, right?
Absolutely. I want to support all the seniors. And
favorite senior, go.
Whoa, that's a very deep question. I don't think I can answer that. This could get very controversial very quick.
On the baseball team.
Blaine Blevins, probably.
Good old Blaine Blevins. That's not. I mean, I can't be upset about that.
He's a solid guy, and he's always been very nice.
A solid guy. Great pitch right there from Blake. Blake is like me and Locke talked about before Madison got here. Blake is, I mean, for a young pitcher, I mean, he's handling this honestly not too shabby, I would say. Another one right there. Wow. Blake is really coming into shape right in front of our eyes right now, Madison.
He is doing exceptionally well.
Wow, then that is it for the Reed Spring Wolves. What a turnaround there. Great defense. It is still a game, ladies and gentlemen. It is still a game. So, Madison, this is just so fun. This is so fun to me. Anyway, favorite memory so far at Reed Spring High School?
Like,
School.
like just this year, or
No, in
like
general,
my
just
entire
all
year of high
3
school?
years.
What is my favorite memory? I'm not good at on-the-spot questions.
I can see that, yes.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
The
welcome.
gears are turning in my head right now.
That's scary.
Favorite memory. I don't know. Can I turn the question around on you and hear your answer?
My favorite memory? Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I can go something cliche of senior night in basketball or something like that. But honestly, I'd have to say just so this year there was a Greenwald tradition when it came to snow days. I would have legitimately 4 dudes stay the night at my house for like 4 to 5 days when we'd get snowed in. And I'm not gonna lie to you, that was some of the most fun. And the funny thing is, like it was Blaine Blevins, Hunter Langston, and Tanner Hershey were usually the 3 that would stay the couple days at my house. It was like bed and breakfast over at the Greenwald house whenever it was getting snowed in. And I would have to say that was some of the most fun times I think I've had.
Really?
I get that wasn't directly related to high school, but that's just during my high school time.
Yeah, no.
Senior
I
night,
get that.
if you want the cliche answers, I mean, senior night's always amazing for basketball. I'll never forget that. Yeah. See, it's not that hard to answer on the spot.
I'm not as good as you.
I'm sure people are absolutely enjoying eating you up right now. I think this is peak. This is peak YouTube at the moment.
Yes, this is my very first time commentating.
You're not doing a bad job. I don't think you're doing that bad of a job. You're doing great. I've heard a lot worse for first timers.
Really? Yeah, I've
Like
never...
Blaine. Can we talk about Blaine Blevins for a second? We talk about him a lot, but his first time, you're doing heaps and bounds better than he did his first time. So.
Really? Well, that gives me some peace to know that. I have never done commentating just because I am not good at on-the-spot questions and I cannot talk. But I did do camera work for a while.
See, I tried to ask you a baseball question, but that would just fall flat. So I'm
honestly
gonna save
don't.
you from that, and I'm just gonna talk about it. How about that?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yep. So me and Laka, we've talked up this pitcher for Parkview, and honestly, I love this kid here at pitcher. He is so composed. He's only shown a little bit of emotion, and kind of confused what is happening right now. I'm just gonna talk with the umpire here and the pitcher. It seems that the umpire's inspecting a glove to make sure there isn't anything illegal happening at the moment. And I believe there was nothing found, so that's always a great sign. Because that would be incredibly awkward if something was found, right, Madison?
That would be very unfortunate. Mr. Locke is on his way back with 2 Powerades in hand.
Yes, blue flavor to be exact. Thank you. Hey, one of them were for me. How about that? The funny thing is, you thought you were going to get out of this, and now you're still here. So.
Exactly. And then he gave you the Powerade, which I think is picking favorites.
I mean, obviously, I'm his favorite.
Yeah, but you're going to be leaving soon, so he's stuck with me.
I know.
What's your favorite flavor of Powerade?
I don't like Powerade.
Really?
I'm a Gatorade.
Wow.
Gatorade Propel.
Gatorade guy? Wow.
I mean, if I'm going to pick a Powerade, the blue is definitely a go-to for me, like I have in my hand right now.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, a great pitch there from Parkview. So, how was school without the seniors? Is the hallways a little bit barren? School feel a little bit bigger? I mean, give me some insight there.
It's incredibly quiet. The biggest change is the lunch tables. Every day I could look forward to a lunch table of senior boys just randomly singing or making jokes, and it was incredibly loud. And I didn't realize how loud it was until I had that silence. And now it's just incredibly quiet. All the seniors are gone, and now all the teachers are just kind of upset. It's a sad time in Reed Spring High School.
Nah, you guys will be fine. Another great pitching still from Parkview, and Reed Spring just can't really find an answer to get some points on the board so far. They've banged on the door a couple times, getting some guys to third, but we just haven't been able to finish. How do you feel about the commentary from the outfielders from Parkview so far? I hear you giggling whenever they say something. So
Yeah, I'm really enjoying
entertaining,
it.
ain't it?
Honestly,
Uh-huh.
it's very entertaining. I've never had the joy of experiencing this before because I'm always in the stands and you just hear angry moms yelling.
Yep.
But now you actually get to hear the players.
Put a bat on the ball, just another foul here for Reed Spring.
Are you ready for graduation tomorrow?
Yes, I am. I am excited. It looks like Reed Spring, I'll answer your question in a second. Reed Spring got a guy on base, got a little walk there. Looks like an exchange here. Another runner on base here for Reed Spring. But yeah, I am very excited for graduation. It's exciting, anxious, scared, happy. It's a mix of emotions, yes. Especially when you're someone like me that's a 13-year senior and lived here for literally my whole life. It's going to be a different perspective for sure.
Exactly, yeah. And you want to come back to this community, don't you, after college?
Yeah, that's the plan. I love it here, and the lake is always. It's hard not to love Table Rock Lake. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I'd love to come back here after I'm done with my college endeavors. Yes. Oh, high ball to the backfield. Oh, that was almost out, and Aiden might go all the way. Ooh. What a hit right there from the Wolves. That was a couple of feet from being a home run. I believe Reed Spring has 2 outs here, so you got to think we have to be able to make. We got to get number 1 Aiden Walker home here. So they were testing Aiden Walker right there, and Aiden Walker was able to get back to third. So Coach Runch is trying to hype up his guys right now. He knows this has got to be a time they can have to Let's get some points on that board, on the scoreboard that don't work.
Yeah, this is Coach Reinsch's first year coaching, correct?
Yeah, it is. It's in all 3 new coaches, all the way from varsity to freshman.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yep. Number 31, Blaine Levens up to bat. And you know he's going to try to bring everyone home here. Ball there from good eye by Blaine Blevins there. Another good eye there from Blaine. This is such a crucial play in the game. There we go. We finally, in Respring, get some points on the board. See if they can capitalize some more. Number 14, Brant Miller is up to bat now, another senior for Reed Spring. First strike there for Brant. So Reed Spring has 2 outs, and they got 3 men on base right now. Brant Miller up to bat, the lefty. And this is stressful. I can feel it in the air right now.
It really is. The crowd is silent.
Mm-hmm. Dang. And after 5 innings, the score is Parkview 4, Reed Spring 1. Reed Spring finally getting on the board here, and we'll be right back to some more baseball right after this short commercial break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another inning of baseball. I believe it is the 6th inning, and like I said before the commercial break, Parkview is up 4-2-1. Reed Spring finally getting on the board here, and Reed Spring was actually inching to get more points on the board last inning, but could not put more guys down at home. But and still a very close baseball game. It's anybody for the taking right now. Reed Spring just had to have some stellar defense here and weather the storm of Parkview. What do you think, Madison? Haven't heard you in a while. Make sure you're still there.
I'm still here, still going strong, but I do not know much about baseball. So I am just happy to watch and talk when I can, but I'm just trying to follow along.
Got any summer plans this summer, Madison? I mean, what's on the agenda for you this summer, your junior summer?
Junior summer. Ideally, I would like to spend a lot of time on the lake and with friends, but realistically, it's probably going to be mostly work. Just trying to make some money and get ready for senior year because I don't necessarily like working during the school year.
Yeah. Oh, high ball there from Parkview, and for 14 Brent Miller was making sure if that was in play, he was going to be able to get that ball. So, Madison, what's your favorite subject in school? What do you, what really hits the right way in school, huh?
Hits the right way.
Yeah.
Well, one of the subjects that I really enjoy, ironically, is math, which is a very controversial topic. Because
Why is that controversial?
Normally people hate math.
Yeah.
But
Besides the people that don't.
yeah, I mean, people who don't like math are usually not good at math. But I feel like when you understand what you're doing and you have an
There's some
incredible
outliers
teacher,
there. I was decent at math and I didn't like it.
True. But I enjoy math. I also enjoy art classes and extracurriculars such as that.
Blake is still going strong at the moment. The thing I love about this Reed Spring team is they have that pitcher's back no matter what. Every time something happens, I always hear Blaine and Brant and everybody just talking to the pitcher, making sure he's all right. Just telling him he's going to be okay.
Absolutely. My favorite thing about the baseball team is just that they all uplift each other and they're all there for each other no matter wins or losses.
That was a good strike there from Blake. Say Parkview's dugout's getting a little chippy over there. I can hear him over here. I'm loving this right now. Nothing wrong with a little bit of some chatter back and forth between teams. Nothing wrong with that, as long as it doesn't get too crazy. First walk here in the inning here for Parkview. So that's a good steal there from Parkview as well. So do you do any sports, Madison? I mean, do you do anything outside of school, or what's going on?
I do tennis, and that's during the fall, so it's not quite my season yet. But outside of school, not too terribly much. I am not quite as big of an athlete as some of the other members of the school. What have you been doing with all your free time now that you've finished high school?
Working a little bit. Be with family for once. My life's been so busy. Until this time, it still is busy, but I actually have time at home, be with family. Work out on my own, just get ready for college and graduation. Honestly, just mentally, just going through it. Try to enjoy every day as it comes. Best thing you can do.
It's really nice.
Put it on a t-shirt. I mean, Blake has, incredibly surprised me. Just of a young pitcher and just getting thrown into this game being down 3-0. I mean, he's weathered the storm and doing everything he really can. Been very impressed with him. Another strike there from Blake. Another good fastball. Nice. Well, that gets Parkview off from offense going into defense and Reed Spring going in. I believe they are still down. Parkview's up 4. Reed Spring has 1. What's the feeling here, Madison? How do you think Reed Spring's going to do coming out of the dugout here? What do you think's going to happen?
I honestly don't know. I hope we can get some more points on the board. That's what we can all hope for. But like I said, I don't honestly know.
That's a great answer. I couldn't think of anything better than that.
This is why I don't normally commentate, but hey, I'm here.
That's right. So now you talked about wanting to be on the lake this summer. What's your favorite things to do out there on that good old Table Rock Lake out there?
I'm really partial to tubing. My grandpa has always been your typical Midwest dad who will absolutely let loose on the tube and
Yeah.
fly the grandkids off. So many trips to the chiropractor later, that's always been my favorite thing to do. Hopefully I can do a lot of that this summer. I also like skiing and stuff like that. What about you?
Fishing is number one for me.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Fishing, there's not much. I get so much satisfaction from fishing. I could catch nothing all day and still be happy.
It's very relaxing.
Yes, it is. Tubing is always fun. I never learned how to ski. Yeah, tubing's nice. Swimming, just finding a spot, anchoring down, and swimming out in the middle of the lake is always a good time. All right, Reed Spring coming out here. Let's see what they can do. What they can put together. And Bun out here. Great defense there from Parkview. One thing I've learned from watching tonight is there's a special brotherhood when it comes to the people in the backfield from both Parkview and Reed Spring. I think the bond between backfielders, I believe, is unmatched compared to the rest of the team. It's quite interesting hearing their conversations. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually really enjoying it. First walk here for the Wolves. Good steal there for the Wolves and got a man on second. Parkview having some early errors here in their first couple pitches in this inning. So what's your go-to concession food? What's the go-to to a concession stand?
Go-to concession food. I have always liked nachos with a lot of jalapenos. I don't actually like them without the jalapenos, so it has to have the jalapenos on it. That and a Powerade, probably, for me. What about you?
I don't really get concession food too often, to be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of concession food. It's kind of a crime, ain't it?
Really is.
Got a hit on it, but just didn't go anywhere. Breezy Spring is almost having a kind of a run here right now. The momentum, you can feel it start to shift here a little bit. Good strike there for Parkview. Oh, high ball there for Breezy Spring. Slightly just too far to the right. Looks like we got another change in personnel here. Another nice little sub out. Looks like Matlock is back here with me.
Well, I think I got suckered back.
Yeah.
I guess turnabout's fair play.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely.
You look for those times to take advantage, and if you don't, you really regret it.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of those times.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of those things where you just got to give it your all, but sometimes some kids just don't give it their all sometimes.
That's right. That's right. Picking on her is absolutely
No,
fun.
it's absolutely. I mean, no, I absolutely love it too.
Good girl. Good girl. So what do we got? 4-1.
4-1. Breezy Spring honestly had a good offensive possession, like good offensive set there. It's just they just couldn't get anybody back home.
Now, are we in the top of the 7th?
Top of the 7th now, yes.
Okay, so we need to hold them and we need to score 4.
No, need to hold them, score 4, absolutely.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Number 21, the starting pitcher for Parkview.
Yep.
Still throwing.
Yep.
I would like to know what his pitch count is. It's got to be close.
You can tell he's getting tired. You can tell his pitches aren't really as fast as they were in the beginning. It's starting to get a little wobbly to the left, to the right, up and down.
I would bet that for the last inning they're going to have to bring in a closer.
Yep.
I would not be shocked to see somebody else come out to the mound. But the kid, he can throw. And, to throw that deep into a game, that many pitches, it shows something.
Yep, absolutely.
You don't really know what their schedule is the rest of the week either, so
No.
if they've got to have their pitchers for a couple more games, they have a doubleheader on Saturday, something like that. With the pitching rules, you really want to be careful with the number of pitches a kid throws, especially if you're short on pitchers.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, I am thoroughly impressed with Blake Siege, though, for Breezy Spring.
They say he is a freshman that is very competent. And I don't want to say this isn't an insult. This is actually a compliment. It's almost like it's ignorance is bliss situation. He's a freshman walking into the game. He doesn't realize the gravity of the situation because of his age.
Nope.
And that plays to his advantage. He just goes out. Yeah, he's just playing ball, man, throwing the ball.
No, absolutely.
And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
I mean, he's literally held them to 4. Like, he has not let him score since he's came in.
No, I love it. It's awesome. And he's a freshman, so he's just going to get better.
Better and better and better, absolutely. No, but Reed's got to have a pretty clean defense here on this inning. Pretty clean defense.
I don't know where we're going to be pitching in their lineup. I don't know where we're at in the Parkview lineup, but so I'm getting a report that we're seeing number 5 in Parkview's lineup. So we're in the middle of the lineup. Can be a dangerous place. You got to be careful.
Yes.
Foul ball.
Foul ball, yeah.
All the pitcher's going to hear is strike.
Yep.
They want to hear the word strike, so foul, whatever. Just give me the strikes. Another element to a pitching situation is the mound itself, the physical mound. You know, different pitchers, you know, they're 6'3", 6'4" pitcher, his length of stride versus, you know, a kid like Siege out here who's, you know 5'9", 5'10", whatever. The stride's going to be considerably shorter. So if you can imagine a stride from a real tall kid, that he's going to plant that foot and he's going to dig a hole where he's planting with that cleat.
Yeah.
So if a shorter kid comes to pitch and they plant right before that, a lot of times they can end up planting and sliding down into that hole, and it becomes a very uncomfortable situation, and they'll actually short stride trying to avoid that hole, and it's a difficult thing to overcome. And he threw a bad pitch early in this inning, and then you kind of saw him messing with the dirt on the mound. It could be a situation where he just isn't comfortable. Fly ball to left field, center field. Hefner in to make the catch. So our last stream for sports this year.
Yep.
Last home game for baseball. And tomorrow, last stream of the year.
Stream of the year. Graduation.
Graduation.
Yep.
Which you won't get to be part of.
Nope. I will be on the screen, but I will not be in the works, no.
Absolutely. We'll make sure we get the camera on you.
Camera on me and my dad doing a little
handshaking, hugging, crying, all that stuff. You bet. Blake filling it up.
Yes, he is. Man. Wow.
So a big strikeout for the Wolves. 2 down. One more out and they need to get to work.
Yes. Got a little bit of work ahead of them after this.
And they do. And with a closer, you don't know what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Big fly ball there. Seemed like a little bit of miscommunication there.
Yeah. Not real sure what's going on out there. I'm sure they'll talk it over when they get back to the dugout and kind of get clear on what they want to do next time. So we got a coach asking for a balk.
What is a balk?
A balk is when the pitcher makes a move that is made to deceive the runner, either twitching or falsely moving his forward leg. The only way a pitcher can come off the rubber or move other than pitching is to take the foot that's on the rubber and step off.
Yeah.
And it sounded like he was saying that he moved his hands while he was set. So that puts the umpires in a really delicate situation. The coach may be right, but if they allow the coach to make that call, then they set themselves up for a really bad rest of the game. So
Yep.
That's a difficult place for an umpire to be. I did not see what they accused him of, but
No.
I truly wasn't looking.
I wasn't paying attention.
I wasn't either.
No.
And Blake just needs to get his batter. He just needs to focus on his batter. He's got 2 outs. Wrestling with this runner on first is just taking his focus away.
Oh.
And a line drive to Blaine Blevins to end the inning. That's a nice catch to end your high school career on defensively.
Wow. That was a great catch.
Yep. Take one step and
That's a reaction. That's
inning
all that
down.
was.
Yep, yep. That's a great place to be. All right, so the Wolves down by 3. They've got some offensive work to get to. And 21 returns to the rubber.
Wow.
I believe 105 is the cap. And he has got to be he's got to be 90. I would think he's got to be up there. When he completes this game, he will he'll need to sit 5 days. He'll have a 5-day break because of the number of pitches he's thrown today.
Wow.
Which is good. He needs the break. He needs the recovery time. But it puts the team at a deficit without that pitcher. It's interesting to see the way coaches, manage the pitching numbers with their own team. Some, they throw a lot of different pitchers and keep those numbers really low, so recovery times are real quick. And others will sacrifice a number 21 like Parkview and just let him throw the whole complete game.
Yeah.
And then they'll be without that kid for the following week. I don't know what Parkview has behind this kid in pitching. I'm sure they have third base and probably some other kids that throw too. This kid's throwing a heck of a game. We're at the top of the order. We've got no excuses.
Yep.
Leadoff hitter Jonathan Foster.
Oh.
And a rope down the left field side, but foul ball. Good pitch. And fly ball, center field's calling it. And that'll be one down for the Wolves. Unfortunate, but they're hitting the ball, and you can't take that away from them.
Yeah.
They just need to get the ball down on the ground and get on base. 3 pitches, 3 swings, 3 strikes.
Wow.
I don't know if this kid's going to get to finish the game or not. I hope he does.
He's earned it.
Yes, he certainly has. Yeah, he's in the zone.
Yeah.
He's on fumes, but he's throwing it.
One more for this guy. He needs to finish it.
Well hit ball to short. He fields it, and he'll make the throw. It wasn't a great throw, but he did come back. And he calls him safe that he was off the bag. Blaine advances to second base. A late call. A little bit of confusion at first base.
Wow.
Switching back to one is live. Oh my God, that was
I think this is a little more interesting, huh?
Very interesting play at first. He did come off the bag, but he made an effort to come back to the bag. So the question is, did he come back in time? The umpire sat on the call and thought it through and called him safe. So
Stick to your call, right?
he's over there.
Wow.
The unfortunate thing for Parkview is those pitches are going to eventually add up to where they might have to pull the pitcher, and he's got to be close to his pitch count limit. So the field umpire is having a visit with the Parkview coach, making sure he understands why he made the call the way he did after he consulted the home plate umpire. So they're talking it through. Parkview's crowd definitely not happy.
No. That was just a weird situation, I'm not going to lie.
You know, it was definitely a strange play for sure. Blaine is definitely trying to fire everybody up.
Yeah, he has been this entire game.
He is definitely the cheerleader of the baseball team. You bet. You bet. So he is done.
Interesting.
Outstanding job of pitching by number 21.
Yeah.
He takes over the third base position. It looks like we've brought in an outfielder to pitch. You would think one more out would be easy.
You'd think that, wouldn't it? If it was that easy, they would have done it about a minute ago,
But
wouldn't they?
the game of baseball is cruel and
Yeah.
and uncaring. It's hard to tell what's going to happen.
You got to have some stellar hitting here from the Wolves. Just some good placed hits.
I watched a baseball game last night where they scored 9 in 1 inning.
I mean,
So
it's
it's anything is possible. Called for a strike. 2 down. A Wolf on second base, and we're down 4-1. Ball up. Fly ball to left field, and make the easy catch. And that will be the closing of the game. Parkview 4, Reed Spring 1. Really good contest. Unfortunate for Reed Spring seniors, but they played a good game.
It was a good game. I mean, it was. And there's nothing really more you can ask from that.
Nope, they grew a lot this season. That's what you want, and that's what they did, and they've set a good foundation for next year's team, and they should be proud of the leadership they provided. So,
absolutely.
Well, Beans, sad, sorrowful goodbyes, but this is the last time you get to say goodbye. I'll let you have it.
That's the last time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to RS Wolves TV on YouTube. It has been a pleasure commentating these last 3 years, and